I guess in terms of there's a lot to unpack here. Okay, so from my perspective here, Johnny Gaudreau did what he thought was best for his family, and I don't think I can fault anybody for that. Anybody would be in any situation. I don't think that is there's nothing wrong with that. I think that the issue here with Johnny specifically, that if I do agree with what Elliot Friedman says. I think if he started off and just said from the a little bit earlier, you know what? I think it's time for me to move on. I think that would have helped the Flames and it would have helped a lot of other teams. And I think it would have made this an easier situation. And I think it just became, and I completely, I think with Johnny, I also think that it was a very tough decision. And I think I truly, honestly believe he grappled with this until Elliot Friedman tweeted that out. Like I really do. And I even think I wonder if in some ways he even questioned it after. But it sounded like from my understanding or from what my read of the situation is the door was unfortunately closed and he needed to move on. Um I just think from Johnny's situation, I think if he could have done it again, I think he could have if he decided let's make this decision earlier, I think that this would have been better for everybody.
Yeah, there's just an earlier decision so that and communicate it better. I think those are the two things that he could have controlled better. And if he had, it wouldn't have come out this. It wouldn't have felt this baffling. That being said, like we need to talk. I feel like we need to talk about how just sports in general here. How do we, when you're selling sports and a team and players and all that, you're trying to sell emotional investment. Because if you're selling emotional investment, you're going to be able to sell time and the time and money that people need to sit down and watch sports. And when you have an emotional investment in a team and a player and they up and leave the way Johnny did, you're going to feel jilted. And you have to find a way to process that healthily and not lash out. And this is coming from someone who struggles with that daily. And it's you look at everything that happened here. And as long as you're not like making it personal or making it so vitriol about it to a point where you're just you've lost the plot of it, and you can't take a step back and talk out the way you did there, Kev, about how this is more than just what team he's playing on. It's also where's his wife living, what's she doing in that place. They're starting a family. They're expecting here. Where do they want to set down roots and let their kids grow up? And as a Calgarian, I still think in Alberta there's a lot of things that are kind of crazy right now, and I can understand why people are moving out. I still think it's a great place, but I can understand why people are going to want to move out as well. And especially for someone like Johnny, who I think closer to home in his mind. That's such a very broad and wide and vague just phrase. Maybe he wanted to be more on the eastern side of things, on the southern side of the border there. Just make it a little bit easier for the travel for his family.
Yeah, uh, I think that the one thing that I think happened in this conversation, and there's some things that I want to be carefully bring up Eric Francis here because I think there is some stuff that he got criticized for that I don't think was fair, and I think there's other stuff that I thought I thought maybe was not his interview on Sportsnet 650. I think was taken completely and utterly out of context. Everyone listened to the clip that was posted by Sportsnet 650, which is their job, by the way. They're there to clip and get you to listen. But I don't think anybody listened truly to the interview because he basically said, "I completely understand where Johnny is coming from. I think that this is the decision he made is his decision. I get it." But I also think that he captured into the to an emotion of the people, and I think that the people that are saying that this is was his decision and we don't have any right to criticize it are missing. There is an emotional attachment to an athlete. There could be a kid out there that have grown up all of their life, 6, 7, 8 years of their life, and have idolized Johnny Gaudreau that just had their heart broken that their favorite player has left their team and went to the Columbus Blue Jackets. And then mommy and daddy are, or mommies and daddies or parents, to be specific here, are dealing with that wound. There's so much other, the emotion in all of this, I think, is completely and utterly valid. And it's not wrong to be angry at what happened. I'm not encouraging people to burn jerseys. That's ridiculous or so or anything like that. But I do think that the emotion attached to the type of person that Johnny was. I mean, we started to I mean, Johnny it was Johnny's mom and dad became a big thing. His family became a big thing. I, Johnny's not malicious in any way, shape, or form. But I think what happened, I think the anger and the sadness and the frustration out of all of this, I think is completely and utterly valid, and we should not be dismissing it.